Okay, but this is exactly what we're talking about today, because I mean we can all relate to crappy moods, and I mean everybody counted in, me included. So what are we doing in crappy moods? Well, how do we go about when there is crappy moods and moments of despair and nothing seems to be working out? How do you normally get out of situations like that, Christine?
I
Or
just
Ian?
wanna lie in my sessel and not talk to anybody.
Don't do anything.
Don't
So
do anything, don't talk to anybody.
that's sometimes even the best way to go about it, because as humans we tend to get outraged in moments of despair, but that's the wrong approach, I guess. Yeah. So how about you, Ian? Are you relaxed in moments like these, or is it
You want my earphones?
Once you get yourself what's the word for it, worked up on something, and you see you get into a crappy mood, I actually stop and just take a step backwards. Do what we used to get told by a teacher: go and stand in the corner
really?
and take 5 minutes.
You still do that?
I don't stand in the corner, but I go away from what I'm doing.
Okay.
And sit down or do something else.
Yeah.
Clear the mind.
Yeah. Very good. I mean,
forget about what you're doing. Then come back to it and try and go through it logically.
Yeah.
What have I done? Oh, I did that. What have I done here? I did that. If I planted the wrong seeds in the wrong drill, what do?
Exactly. And then normally in situations like these, then it's funny how situations and solutions pop up when you can like put yourself more in a relaxed state of mind. Actually, it's funny and surprising.
Yeah, it used to be at my work. I mean, being a supervisor on a construction site, you come up against many things, and it makes you, to put it politely, lose the head. So you have to walk away from it.
Yeah.
Because I feel if you don't walk away from it and you get yourself in deeper and deeper and deeper, and you do yourself harm at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know,
yourself and others as well.
And the people you're working with, because the people that you are working with will turn around to you and have no respect for you.
That's true. Yeah, exactly.
If you can walk away from it and then come back with a logical solution, they will then, oh yes, that's a good idea. They'll work with you.
Yes, absolutely.
And take you forward onto that. I mean, that solution happened to me many times. I mean, I did it with my bosses as well. We would disagree on something, and if the argument kept going and you were getting no place, the best thing to do is you stop and you walk away. Then you come gather your thoughts together, then come back and keep discussing the thing, and that would take you on.
Yeah.
That's my thought on it. That's my
very good. That's a very good approach.
Yeah.
A very sound approach, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, now that I've retired, I've come from that step up there down to there. And I go along at that level now, a much more relaxed level.
But wouldn't you say that this kind of approach that you were just describing for your professional life, your work life, that actually can be applied to many life situations, to many go crazy moments where you would really, flip
It's
out.
yeah. It's funny you say that. If you had, we'll call it a crazy moment, as you have just said.
Yeah,
If you've had a crazy moment all day at your work, unfortunately, you are tempted, and you bring that home into your home life,
yeah,
which then causes problems there.
yeah. It's a
So
spiral.
it
Yeah,
exactly that the exact words. It just keeps on. So you have to be able. I find you have to be able to come in, leave it outside, and shut the door.
yeah. But like for instance, yeah, you are probably married, right? Aren't you,
Yes,
Ian?
yes.
Yes, happily married. So so then all of a sudden, you just shut the door. That's that also needs a lot of understanding from your wonderful wife, right?
Yeah, she can read me like a book.
Very good. Huh? You're a
I
lucky
know.
man. Huh?
Open and shut case.
Yes,
To
and
me,
I think this is also the same way with Christine and Tim. So Christine, when you are saying that you just sit down in your sessel in your armchair and do nothing, that also helps a lot. It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's oftentimes that we perceive maybe, oh, we have to do something, we have to fix and do something to get out of a problematic situation, but actually oftentimes it just helps to calm down and to do nothing, to not say anything rude, or don't get hectic all over, and that really helps, and it's amazing how it can help others. You, first of all, yourself, it helps yourself to stay, yeah, more focused and to stay more calm minded, but also you help other people with your calm demeanor. It really does make a difference. Yeah.
we
Yeah.
we 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 have we have on many occasions when we both worked and both went out at the same time, uh, we would pass one another on the stair in the morning with a grunt. We would have our breakfast and then we would go to our work. We came back in at night, and you leave what you had, and you go, you leave it behind you,
Yeah.
and then you come back in fresh.
Come back in fresh. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
good.
yeah,
Yeah, that's very good.
yeah,
Because it doesn't really help if you bring along the old stuff, right?
yeah,
Right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Just leave it
yeah,
out. Let it go. Let
yeah,
it go. Doesn't really help. Doesn't really help. It makes sense to switch, yeah, your mind and take your mind off something and focus on something better, on something that, yeah, you can maybe fix in that moment, or something positive, or something maybe even funny in situations like these. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Listening to comedy or cabaret is also good.
Exactly. That's what you like, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that
And
help you in situations where Tim is all raged and, and all
yeah, it
upset about
does. Yeah.
something?
Yeah.
Then you go like, okay, I'm gonna sit in my sessel and I'm just gonna laugh laugh around with my
Yeah.
comedy man.
But now Tim has his headphones. We sit beside each other and he watches a
Uh-huh.
movie and he can put earphones in a gear, but he doesn't hear anything else around him. So
Yeah.
I watch comedy and I laugh my head off, and he's beside me and he doesn't know what's happening.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He doesn't know who you're laughing at.
Christine, that happens with me often sitting in the chair at night. I can have my iPad on and sitting watching a film, and my wife would, Barbara would say to me, "Oh, look at that silly man on the television there," and I would never ever hear it. I wouldn't even hear the doorbell going because I'm
Yeah,
concentrated on what I'm watching in front of me on my iPad.
So when is your lovely wife coming on the show as well, Ian?
I don't think that will ever happen. She is camera shy.
All right.
Very camera shy. I
So
think
you are the stage animal.
when I first spoke to Tim away back about a year ago, I think he will tell you the answer that he got.
Okay, you tell me.
Actually, Tim, to be honest, he's became that man from Tenerife.
Say again.
I give him the earphones so he can hear.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And maybe we have also some comments of our
we can hear you now, both
viewers.
We can both hear you now.
Okay.
Hello.
But we don't have microphone.
Yeah, they got the internal microphone.
Okay.
So you might hear the wind.
Yeah.
So you can hear us too.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yep.
What's the quality like? I suppose the quality is like every other blogger on Tenerife, isn't it? Because they don't use
exactly like my vlogs.
Yeah, I can't hear your vlogs. So much wind in Alcalá. You were sat in Alcalá today interviewing the green. What is it? No, the Canary Echo.
Canarias Echo.
Canarian
yes.
Echo, yeah. That was fun.
Yeah.
You couldn't find a windier spot, could you?
I think that was actually a spot that wasn't that windy.
Oh, wow.
And we kind of like the ocean breeze.
They look good. You look like you were having fun, actually. I'm only joking, by the way.
Yes, we did.
Oh, is that the one that went up today? Don't spoil it. I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh, she died in the end. They jump off the rocks together. It's like
I die in the end.
Like Thelma
of laughter.
Louise. Yeah.
Ooh.
Thelma and Louise off the cliff. In Alcalá.
In Alcalá, yes.
I'll tell you what.
And I got saved. Yes.
I got my new teeth on Monday, and I put them in, and they weren't that comfortable. And he said you'll get used to it. And I tried eating with them. I couldn't eat with them, and now it's rubbed on an old tooth at the back, and now the bone's sticking out. And I've spent €2,000 on these teeth, and I can't wear them. So that's what's pissing me off, really.
Oh God.
And when I've got them in, I can't taste the food. And you know me, I love my food. So I don't know what to do. I've got an appointment on Monday in the morning. No, lunchtime actually. So I'm going for a walk first. And I've got an appointment on Monday and see if they can save something of it. Because all I really need is that one tooth back. Don't I really? So I'm sorry to bring it down, guys. And I don't think they can read the messages. I don't think you're reading the comments, are you?
No, I don't have them going off here.
No.
Let me go in.
You got anything
in the phone? If there's anything, I can.
There's one here saying Pete Shell saying your Teddy needs to be more involved in the chat, Ian.
Exactly.
Oh, who said that?
Pete and Shell.
All right, okay, I'll speak to him.
And Jill Gardner says we all need to get our bums out there in October and say hello in person. Definitely.
Exactly.
Yes, I cannot agree more, Jill.
We've decided that Monday evening is going to be the Monday meetup. So I'm going to decide where I'm going to be, or you guys can decide where you want to be, and then we'll meet you up. And I'm hoping to be there at 5, so we've got an hour before I go live, and then we can go live, and you can decide to be with us or not. Christina may or may not come, depending on how she feels on the Monday. And then on Fridays, we're still planning on going out, but not during level 4, are we? We're just going to stick it. We're just going to stick in till level 4's over, and the figures are coming down. I looked at them today, so they're coming down. It's still massively high, but they're coming down. So, do you want me to play the video?
Yes, sure. Why not?
By all means.
Okay, I'm going to mute us so you don't hear the wind, and I'm going to play the video now. So here we go. We'll still be able to hear you guys unless you mute yourselves, okay? So if you want to comment over it, you can. But if you don't, or if you want to talk to somebody else or do a phone call, don't forget to mute yourselves before you do. Here comes the video. Oh, and it's the one I edited. I found out what the problem was last week. I distributed it as a high vec, which is a very compressed video, and this system won't take it. It has to be a normal movie file. So it was 359 megabytes, and now it's 800 megabytes, but at least you can hear it now. So here we go. What we wanted to do last week.
Hi guys, this is Juliane, and I'm coming to you today here from sunny Tenerife. Today it's not that sunny. I have decided to come up for the following 20 days with a video series, and I would like to talk about personal development. Something that is really strong in my own belief, and I believe firmly that it can help a lot of people. So I would like to ask you the question, if you have ever raised yourself the question, how can you truly express love for yourself, to yourself, and to the people you care about and the people you love? Something that I have asked myself as well, and I firmly believe that the only way to express love to yourself first of all, and to others, the people you care about, is to continually develop your own personality, because personal development is so important. If you stay stuck in your own development, then your horizon is not going to be broadened, and you stay where you are at. But life itself, I think, is made for expansion. So if you, for example, take some seeds, flower seeds, and you put them in the soil, it's inevitable that they're gonna come popping out as flowers. Well, sometimes the soil is not so fertile, but normally the normal process would be that it seeks expansion. So this is also what we as human beings are meant to be. So we seek for expansion, and we seek for a better life, and for more knowledge, and for more beauty and expansion. So self-development is a very important issue, I think. And sometimes there are moments in life where you can feel really stuck and maybe disappointed and dissatisfied. So you have two options to cope with this sort of dissatisfaction. You can stay where you are and indulge in your dissatisfaction, but then you're not going to change anything about it. You're not going to get out of the situation, because you stay where you are, and it's becoming like a vicious circle in the end. the way to get out of your own dissatisfaction, because there is always a positive and a negative side to it. So just look for the positive side of your dissatisfaction, and maybe try to shift your thinking. Try to see dissatisfaction as a creative state, of mind, because what it means in the end is that you're dissatisfied because you are stuck in something where you were already at. So it means you want to grow, you want to expand, but you simply maybe don't know how. You don't have the material, the sources, or the friends or the knowledge. So just take it as a creative state. It means that you want to grow. So you have to find out what you want to grow in, like your talents, for example. If you want to expand your personality, your own talents that you have, then just find a way. Find a way to express it more freely and more lively, and that in the end will shift your thinking from dissatisfaction to actually doing something, to actually acting, because it's important to study, but if you don't act on your studies, then nothing is gonna happen the same way as staying where you are in your comfort zone. So very important issue is also taking action. So another thing I truly believe, and my mentor Laurie McGilvery, she has always told me this, and it's a quote by our big mentor Bob Proctor, and I firmly believe in that. And it says that change is inevitable, but personal growth is a choice. And if you truly think about it, it's really true, because change is going to happen anyway. You cannot help it. You can or stay where you are, or you have the choice to develop yourself and go with the flow and make the best creation out of yourself. Because in the end, that's what we are. We are creative beings, and it's our duty here on this planet to get out our creativity and to express it to the fullest. This is living a life with purpose, and every human being, every person here on earth has a purpose. It's just finding it out and getting better at what you're already good at. So I'm very excited to continue with this video series, and if you have any questions for me, just feel free to contact me on Facebook. Also, I'm going to share this on my YouTube channel, Juliane Nendel. So if you want to subscribe, or if you have any questions, please pop them, and I will be happy to answer and help you. And any suggestions, any topics that you would like to have discussed and talked about, please feel free to comment. All right, thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to the next video tomorrow. Bye for now.
Okay.
We're back in the room.
Back in the room. Yes. We had a few comments, and I was just reading quickly through them. Yeah, and I would like to also take a moment to go back to one of the comments from last week, which I think many can relate to, as we all, I guess, have envisioned maybe certain situations or projects or things we wanted to do in a different way, and COVID sort of has put put the thumb on it, it can get quite challenging in those situations, and that's why it's still important to keep calm and know that there are ways of doing still the things you may have planned to do. Um, it might not be like directly tomorrow or the day after, but that's where then personal patience comes in. And as Ian and Christine also said, patience with yourself and helping with this kind of patience others to also remain calm and come out of this challenging time period at a better spot. So they're just put on hold maybe for a moment, for a time period, those plans. But that doesn't mean that you are never going to be able to do those plans. I had envisioned other things as well, but then I thought, okay, I got to be more a little bit like water. I got to find a way, and water also always finds its way to somehow to get through. So very good thing that happened was balcony banter, for instance. I'm very happy to be with you guys, and I know that you are all doing well, and I'm also super happy that Ian is on board here now. Look at that. Who would have thought that? Ian and the teddy.
Exactly. Who would have thought that?
Yeah.
I have a comment that just came up from Sharon Newton. We only have one life. We should be focused at that and not in any other person's life. Such true words.
Yeah, that's very good and well said. And easier said than done, oftentimes, isn't it?
Yes, it is actually. Yes, it is. It is. It is.
Yeah, true that.
I think, I mean, when you made these videos, which was 3 years ago,
Yes.
the circumstances now, I would imagine, in everybody's life throughout the world has changed.
Yes, throughout the world has changed. Back then, when I made them, I still also felt very in a situation that I could. I think right now in a better spot, but back then there were other challenges. Like for instance, my father was still alive. He was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease, and that was a very challenging time for me. And also the reason why I started with personal development and self-help, or else I think I wouldn't have gotten there. So it actually always has a silver lining at the end.
Yeah, yeah. It's true. It's a funny thing that you've actually answered my question before I asked it, because I was just about to ask you why and how did you get into what you are doing now?
Yes, well, it was because I needed to fix some issues I had, because obviously the situation back then was my mother was the caregiver for my father, and both living in Germany. So you can imagine that the situation each year got worse and worse and worse, and I decided at some point, I had the option to go back, or to stay on the island and continue living my life here. And I thought, okay, you can go back, that would not make you happy at all, because that's not where I wanted to be, and I wouldn't have done myself and others any favor by going back. So I said I need to find a way. There must be some way to work around this. So the only solution for myself was at that time to seek help for myself. And I said I had one thing very, very clear: medication was not an option at all. So I said I can do this, like mentally, I can do this in a different way. And that's how I started out, reading a lot of books on self-help, and doing a lot of lectures, and I had a mentor at that time, and I still have her as a mentor, and like I mentioned her name in the video, Laurie McGilvery.
Yes.
And we are doing, we are working together sometimes on little projects as well, still now. And Bob Proctor, as I mentioned, you can also go check out his material. It's excellent what Proctor Gallagher Institute is doing on self-help. And this can go in all sorts of directions, whether you need help in your personal life, or business life, or wherever you want to take this. So yeah.
In other words, you now have a passion for what you're doing now, and you've got the passion, you've got the pace that you're doing it, and you've got the ability to take what you're doing forward to a higher level.
Yes, exactly. I wouldn't say that it's just something that started, that I only started when I was in that difficult time period back then. I have always been this kind of person, helping others, and solution seeker, and people person. But at that time it was unconscious, and now, when I got more into personal development, it became conscious. So it was like from an unconscious competent to a conscious competent.
Yes, you got there, and you're getting better at it. Yes.
Yeah. That's it. We're all getting better at it.
We're all getting better at it. Yes.
Yeah.
The world is getting better all around.
Yeah. So.
And I'm sure your dad wouldn't have wanted to move back for him.
No, that's true. And I can imagine, Christine, how I would like to ask you, how was it for you personally? I mean, that must have been also a sacrifice for you to leave behind Germany and the family.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but
how did you feel about that?
In the end, I felt quite good, because I couldn't see my illness to get any better, and to meet them was always stressful.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd rather talk on the phone than I can hang up.
Yeah. And would you say that it was the right decision in the end to go for Tenerife and make a living here? Yeah.
Definitely.
Where else could you have gone?
Couldn't have gone anywhere else.
I mean, the options that we put ourselves, we could have gone to Singapore or Malaysia. We had contacts over there, and I used to work over there. We could have gone to China. We could have gone to America, right? And what we were looking at was somewhere where it's the constant temperature, and Singapore was going to be too hot. I mean, we looked at, well, who was it saying? Helmut and what's her name? Cindy, yeah. Cindy came from Singapore, and she said it was really too hot for her now, being in Europe so long. So we thought Singapore might be too hot, and also it's very expensive there. So we wouldn't have been able to live like we do now. without me working.
Yeah.
Although I would have got a better job had I gone to Singapore, because I could have carried on doing what I was doing.
But I'm not sure they would have paid my pension.
No, that was the other thing. We were looking for a place in the European Union because the
Yeah.
system allows us to live in any part of the European Union as if we're living at home, in Germany. So
Yeah.
basically, the freedom of movement
That
allowed.
makes it easier.
Yeah, it made it a lot easier to get here, and also Christina's benefit, as it's called in English. But it's an insurance in Germany. You actually pay a specific insurance, as you know, for certain things. So there's an insurance for unemployment, insurance for sickness, and there's also an insurance for caregiving, right? Which we all have to pay into. It's a duty, a pflicht, they call it. And then we claimed on that, and you couldn't claim that if you're outside the European Union. So actually, it's helping
Yeah.
us a lot. And so the
Yeah.
only place in the European Union with a constant temperature was the Canary Islands, and the only place on the Canary Islands that we'd been was here. And we felt it was the biggest island, and it had everything. And I was a magician at the time, so I was fantasizing about working 2 or 3 nights a week and earning a fortune. And then I realized that they only pay like 50 to 80 euros a night. So that didn't come. And then COVID hit and I couldn't work. So anyway, that's another story. But I think that
But there you go. You found a different way. So
Yeah.
it's always seeking this love and go with what you want and what your heart really desires to do.
Well, I think that
It's
you're only a
I
decision
always
away.
I always like to see it. Yeah, exactly. And I always like to see it as this: the plan can change, but the goal cannot. So
The goal changed a lot.
the plans can always change, and they will, and because oftentimes those plans depend on outside circumstances. But the goal is something that you set for yourself, and you stick to it somehow, and then find different ways, different people maybe, or develop yourself more. That sometimes sounds so off and so far away. So, but we all do it since the very early days of our existence.
I've
We
just got to
are
grab the
developing more and more into something, right? I mean,
Definitely.
Ian, you also found new ways of entertaining yourself and being useful. You are a huge help to us.
I don't look on it, Juliana, as entertainment. I look on it as being something that I like doing, and
Yeah.
I hope it is useful. I hope it is useful to Tim and his series, and I hope it is useful to you. And I enjoy doing it.
Ian,
Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing it.
You started off by contacting us and giving us the view of the viewer. So that was a new angle that we got. Secondly, we became sort of we've never actually met physically, so I want to say that we're online friends that we're friends that haven't met yet. So I think that's a good thing. And then I think that your commitment to Balcony Banter and to everything else that we do was so great, and your willingness to come on and share your story. That was the tipping point now, and now you're part of the team and you can't leave.
I think, Tim, you hit the nail on the head there. When I spoke to you earlier on in the year of what happened, it was then that I looked at life in a different way.
Yeah. As you got to have sometimes an event changes the way you look at life, and I've always said this about living in the moment. And a lot of people don't understand what I mean by that. And it's as if that I don't have a goal for the future, and what's past I don't care about. But everything I've ever done in the past has brought me to this moment, so I don't regret any of it. Yeah. And if I do regret the moment I'm in, then I only have to make a decision to change. And it's a very quick decision. I can get up right now and just go somewhere else. And my now changes. The people who are surrounded by changes, everything changes. So you're only a decision away from being, well, I don't want to say happy because that's rather trite, but being happy. And
it's a decision. It's a decision away from your next step in your life.
exactly. And the next step in the life, it hasn't happened yet. If you're working towards a goal, the path can be left or right. It can be straight ahead. It can be go back a bit and come round. So the path that
Yeah.
you're on is there's always something. I think people my age or a little bit younger than me remember these adventure games that weren't action adventure. They were sort of like thinking adventure games. And you had a goal and you had to get there, and there were multiple paths to go through. Some of them were harder than others. Some of them were hard, but you got a better reward. And I think life's a bit like that. It's like an adventure game where you know where you want to go. I mean, and we know where we're all headed. So, I mean, there is this sort of finite thing about it. We're all headed to the massive change, and whether it is going to heaven, being dust in the universe, or everything stopping, that doesn't matter. But we always get to a point where this consciousness will transition into something different, and the body will also transition into something different. And I think that we're lucky in a sense to be able to be on this earth to not for a purpose. I don't think we're here for a purpose. I think that we're here as a sort of a gift to ourselves. And if we squander that gift by either waiting for something to happen or pondering about what has happened, then I think we're wasting the now. And this is what you can do in the now.
Woo!
Hey! Hey! Well said. Well said.
I'm done.
Buddy. Well said.
Yes,
I'm in a better mood
absolutely.
now. I'm in a better mood now.
After
There you
half a
go.
bottle of wine.
After half a bottle of wine.
That's
I meant after a kiss from my wife.
okay. Which I wouldn't have gotten if you
Hadn't had half a bottle
had
of wine.
the,
She knows how to bring a guy down, doesn't she?
There you go.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, my dears.
Cheers.
I've
I'll
actually
remember that
been,
for the next time.
I've been, what's the word? Hey, Aaron Bloomberg's on. Aaron, haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back. Ali Bennett remembers the games, always had to choose the path that led to a dead end. There you go. Sometimes a dead end's great because you can sort of like reassess. You're forced to reassess. And I think sometimes you're running headlong towards something, and if you don't pause, then you might miss something. They do say that when you're going to die, life flashes before your eyes, and it starts when you're born and ends when you die. That flash is quite long, so 80 odd years probably.
yeah, but it's just like when you're dreaming. It's just like this.
But I think I'm looking. I mean, I'm a bit of a scientist. I think in scientific reasoning, and I think that all the past sort of like spiritual things that were there has an explanation in science. And I've got to the stage now where I really believe in vibes. So before it was like, oh yeah, you're sending off a good vibe there, and it was sort of like it wasn't real to me. And now I'm looking at the vibrations in string theory and quantum mechanics, and everything is vibrations and waves and particles. And so therefore we may be on the cusp of connecting science and mythology, or science and spiritualism, and that will be a great thing. Unfortunately, we're going to destroy the world before we find out what the truth is. But hey, the Atlanteans did the same, and the next civilization might have a better shot at it. But whilst we're here,
It can only get better.
let's have a little bit of
Yes.
fun, yeah.
Yes. And
Yes.
Um,
get out there and enjoy ourselves as long as we're here.
Sharon saying I got the
Yeah.
perfect outlook on life. It was basically forced on me, and I'm in a lucky position. And I know a lot of people don't say you're lucky like that, but I'm in the lucky position to be able to think like that. And a lot of people are in such a worse position and can't even imagine to be able to think like that or have the luxury to think like that because they're trying to put food on the table. They're trying to ward off evil evil people that have control over their lives.
Yeah, like Afghanistan.
Yeah,
It's really
I don't want
bad.
to. I don't want to get into a specific thing, but you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying. There are people that are oppressed. There are people that will be oppressed whatever happens, and there are people that try and get out of oppression. But I think that we're in the lucky position that we are able to have this platform to talk to you guys, and the outlook I have is a privilege. I do appreciate that. It is a privilege to have that outlook, and some people are not that fortunate. But I think if we're in that position, then I answered a question on Facebook today. It says if you had the attention of the whole world, what would you say? And I said I would ask, have you been kind today? And I think
Yeah.
if everybody answered that with yes, then the world will be a massive way better. And a lot of people, you know,
Yeah.
that I'm a socialist at heart. I was asked the other night, why are you a socialist, Tim? And I said, because I have a heart. And I think that socialism and capitalism can live together. The only problem is that the end of capitalism, like we're seeing now, is profit over people. And I know it's all sort of trite and that, but I saw something today as well to say that we have to change the way we think. We're destroying the planet. We're giving people the opportunity to do whatever they want and give them access to everything. And that sounds like a great thing, but I have access to Lamborghinis. I just can't afford them. You know, I have access to the best healthcare in the world. I just can't afford it. So giving people access to everything in the market economy isn't the same as giving them in the market economy. And so my outlook is a two-edged sword. I think that if looking after ourselves is a good way of looking at it, but it still doesn't help the majority of people on the planet. And I don't want to save the planet. I don't want to save the people. I think that we should educate the people to save themselves. Because it's not the 15 people in the boat arriving on your shores that is destroying your way of life. It's the 352 billionaires that rule your life without you knowing it. But enough politics from me.
And Tim, but I would definitely agree with what you said earlier on. And coming back to what you just said now, you are making an impact simply by the way you are maintaining your vibration. And
Yeah.
as you're such a big fan of vibration, it really it can be measured. The vibration of a angry person or grieving person or whatever negative stage somebody is in, that vibration is lower than obviously happiness or love or all the different fantastic attributes that you were mentioning last week, like caring about people, compassion, and all those lovely things that come and stem from love. That lets people vibrate much higher on a natural level. So that is already your 2 cent, enough 2 cent, if we can maintain that on a daily basis for ourselves and for others, because sometimes we think oh, it has to be all changed, or everything has to go in a certain direction. But I think we underestimate absolutely the impact we can make by simply controlling that, our state of mind, our self-control, and our point of relaxation. Sometimes not saying or doing anything in a moment. That's oftentimes the hardest.
I can agree with that. I
There's
always have to
there's
fill the void. That's why
there's
I'm
a
loved and
comment.
hated in the same way. Sorry, go ahead, Ian.
There's a comment that came up from Tina Rigby. Yes, kindness is free. You also have to be kind to yourself as
Yes,
well as be kind to others.
That's true.
very good,
In
Tina.
fact, Juliane has a great analogy of that. It's the cup, filling your own cup first, right?
Yeah. Well, they have to be like the body,
Exactly.
mind, and soul cup, as I like to refer to. They have to be always nicely filled, or else how am I gonna serve? You cannot serve from an empty vessel, right?
True. That is true. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been on nearly an hour now. It is 7 o'clock. If you want to carry on, that's fine by me. Nobody's coming after us on Wednesdays or Wednesday wind down, but I think they're going on later. If you want to view Juliane's vlogs, we're going to be presenting one a week. That's correct, right?
Yes.
So
Next week we are gonna hit one subject it's now. It's now. So we're going to be talking a bit, or you can already pre-check it out if you like.
I was just about to say
on my channel, or the linked version in Tim's description box. Yes. So that's what we're going to be talking about next week, and I hope to see you all on.
Yeah. I think that is a good idea. If any of our viewers want to go onto your channel and they could actually, as you say, check it out, check out our one for next week, and sort of prepare some wee questions and some wee comments, and we could probably answer them on the program.
Yeah.
And if anybody wants to join us, like remotely, like Juliane is and Ian at the moment, then let me know. You can contact me at timothydowd.com, send me an email. You can either go to the website and press the button, or you can send me an email directly at me@timothydowd.com, and we can organize a test. And next week I'll have my earphones back on again and my microphones, so you don't hear the dog barking. And the link to Juliane's playlist of these vlogs is in the description right here, and a link to her website as well. And
Okay.
we're going to link to Ian's website and YouTube channel as soon as he starts one.
Woohoo!
He's shaking his head. He's shaking. He didn't think he was going to be a regular part of Balcony Banter, so you never know. We're going to have Ian's history of what's it called? Not Dumfries. Where do you live?
Dundee.
Dundee.
I'll think
Dumfries.
about that someday for you.
I probably totally screwed everything up now by saying you're from Dumfries.
You have
the Englishman says Dumfries.
Crocodile Dundee.
Crocodile Dundee, that's it.
So I was thinking that too, Christine.
Ian's Crocodile Dundee.
Look at that.
She doesn't speak a lot, but when she does.
Oh, I'm good. Yep.
I'm going to check.
Christine.
I'm going to check the things.
You're a cracker.
Yeah, she's a cracker. Cracker. Oh, I got Juliane. I've actually automatically got your thing up now.
the website.
The
Yeah.
website, yeah.
Sustainable me, sustainable we. Yes.
Sustainable me, sustainable you. Hola, yo soy yo y mi nombre es Juliane Nendel.
That's it.
So let's have a look. Thank you to all and goodbye. Everybody saying Julie, Alison, Saint Ra, Pete and Shell. TTFN says done trucking. Done trucking. I did see that when you were looking at the thing, you said it was a bit deep for you. I hope we've made it a bit shallower for you in the discussion afterwards. And positivity. Somebody called.
I cannot hear him anymore.
Somebody,
Yeah.
can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. I think it's my daughter calling. She's in Ghana at the moment at her farm, and she said she would call. So she's probably calling now because she thinks we're done after an hour, and I'm going to call her right back. So,
all right,
ladies and gentlemen, I would love to thank Juliane and Ian and my wife Christina for a fantastic discussion. I apologize for my schlechte Laune at the beginning. Look up schlechte Laune if you don't know.
You were the guinea pig. I mean, it was perfect. Wouldn't you say you did that on purpose?
No, I didn't. I checked everything. In fact, I went live. I went live by accident, and I was being myself, and I was a bit of a nasty pasty. And so I've made the video private.
Really shocked.
People were
to
see me this way. So what I'm going to make the video private now. I'm going to look at it, and if I didn't say anything really nasty that Google doesn't like, I'm actually going to publish it because that's me as I am, and not the showman me. So I'm going to have a look at it, and if I didn't swear, then I'll publish it.
You did that. You did that.
I did swear, did I?
No, you didn't. No.
I did swear. Okay. I'll have a look at it anyway. I've made it private so you can't see it. But I'll have a look at it. Well, I might just download it and cut the bits out I don't like. But I was frustrated as well at the time because we couldn't get this.
Here's me thinking I'd be good tonight and go right on at the very beginning. I'll be sitting waiting for you, going live tonight. And
no, I'm not going to do that. Faulty towers. So, ladies and jelly spoons. What I'm going to do is
thank you guys so much, every one of the viewers, Ian, Tim, and Christine. Yeah, and it's a pleasure.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm going to do one other thing for the end here. I'm going to change the ending now slightly. I'm going to do 3 views. I'm going to do this wide view, and I'm going to go wherever it is. There we go. And I'm going to say Juliane, Ian, Tim, and Christina. There we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for watching today. If you got anything from this, please let us know, not in the chat right now, but wait until it's finished and comment on the video. Give it a thumbs up if you like the content, or a thumbs down if you didn't. Email me at me@timothydowd.com if you want to be part of the show, and we'll check that out. And don't forget, we try to go live Friday, Monday, Wednesday, although I can't guarantee the times, although in the meantime we've been pretty good, yeah? And also, I'm going to publish some drive-arounds and walk-arounds. Don't forget to check out Juliane Nendel's channel and Cleo's podcast, although it's on a hiatus at the moment. Cleo will be joining us again soon, and we are in contact, and maybe after level 4's over, we can actually go out and have dinner. So Google thinks you might like the video above Ian's head right now, that way. And if you want to support the channel with a donation through PayPal, you can press the little square just above Juliane's head. And if you're not subscribed and you fancy subscribing, press the subscribe button, which is underneath me right now. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
3, 2, 1.